كلام قال تعبان إنه أنا مشيت حجمته هل الكلام ده ما قلت له تعبان أنت زول كبير تعبان الدنيا جادا ربنا يبتلاه بالسجن أنت لسه برا كيف قاعد مشاكل الجبال كده قتل بدأ الناس بين جيران الناس كل شنو دي لهاكم انتوا قاعدين ما ده عندي حلو كلام بشي كلام ده انا قلت له كلام قالوا ما انا ما مقتنع من الكلام انه باكل لو نمشي بلد وكده ده كلام ساكت لكن حقيقه انا لو نايبين وانا ببلدي اسبيالا ولا اسبيالا مايو ولا اي مصيبه هناك انا بجيب ناس بلدي كل يكونوا معي شغالين لأجل بانجو وتنمية بتاعتنا.
I feel like he was very dismissive because if this guy has said that actually Taban was not really pissed when he was speaking at that funeral or at that prayers. Yeah, what he just mentioned is that I think somebody had asked him, it's even the same guy, Hussein Abdelbagi, when they were speaking, maybe like somewhere else, that what is wrong with you guys? Why are you not talking to your people and stuff? And then Taban was responding to him saying that, how will I help in solving the issues affecting the people of Unity or Unity State and its neighbors when I'm not allowed to travel? And like they mentioned, the last time he traveled, or the first time he traveled after coming back after the 2013 war was almost 12 years later in 2025. Or was it 20? Yeah, I think in May of 2025. Yeah. And then during the Christmas season, that's when he wanted to go. But then it seems like his permission to go to Unity State was not granted. So it's up to the president to respond to that. But it's not in the place of Hussein Abdelbagi, who's also a mayor vice president, to come and challenge a fellow vice president saying that if I'm from this state, then I will not be prevented from going. Obviously, he might not be prevented from going because of other reasons. But then
Welcome to Jimosi podcast. So today, the Vice President for Service Cluster, Mr. Hussein Abdelbagi, rejected the claim that was made by Vice President Taban a few weeks ago when he said that that it was being restricted from going to Unity State. And this is like when people were doing the prayers for the Abiamno massacre victims. And what is said today is say that it was not actually convinced that that Taban Deng guy was banned or was restricted from traveling to Unity. And what he was doing, he was actually attending a memorial service of a leader from Unity State by the name, last name is Sultan Tungwar. So his service was being held in Juba. And this guy was actually born in 1936 in the present day Unity State. And
the deceased.
Yeah, the deceased or the person with the memorial service. And is from a site of sub-clan section of Nuer called Lake Nuer community. And he became a prominent traditional leader. He died in 2023, born in 1936. That's 87 years old. And he began his career as a border chief, mediating between Mesiri and Lake Nuer community in 1969. In 1975, he became a deputy head chief, and then a head chief in 1985. And then in 1999, we started getting some government deals here and there, where he was head of Court of Appeal in 1999 and a county commissioner in 2001. And it's the father of the current undersecretary in the Ministry of Water Resources, Lam Tungwar. This is why I was wondering, why does this name
sounds familiar?
Yes. So that's when he died. I think Lam Tungwar was in US before I went back to Africa and some kind of things. So let's listen. This is what, like, something that is say you are not working together. Okay, let what Okay, he said, this is what Hussein said. I'm not convinced by what he said, that he was not allowed to go to Bentiu. It is baseless. If I were vice president from Bentiu, whether from SPLM or from SPLM-IO, and if there were problems there, I would bring all the people of Bentiu together to work with me for the sake of Bentiu and the development of the area. That's what he said. But there's an audio that we're going to listen to before we start reacting to some of his statements that he said here.
Okay.
Kalama gani Taban din wani mace da hajjamdo. Hani kalam da ma guto Taban. Ita zo kabiru Taban. Sikuriya jada Rabbana ibtala bisijr. Ita lisa bara. Hikaye. مشاكل الجبال كده كتل بدأ الناس بين جيران الناس كده وشنو دي لهاكم وانتوا قاعدين ما ده انت هلو كلام نقول كلام ده انا قلت له كلام اللي قالوا ما انا ما مقتنع من الكلام انه باقي لو نمشي بلد وكده ده كلام ساكت لكن حقيقه انا دون نايبين وانا ببلدي SPLM ولا SPLM ايو ولا اي مصيبه هناك أنا بجيب ناس بلدي كل يكونوا معي شغالين لأجل بانكو وتنمية بتاعتنا كل زول قادر مباراة عشان كده ناس بانكي فقدوا وظائف في وزير واحد هو اعتماد يبقوا ذاك because انتوا براكم ما متوحدين ترى كلامكم يكون واحد انتوا unity ترى أولاد بانكي مهم unity بدأ أولاد بانكي لما يكون في مشاكلكم زادوا تعتني بتاع بانكي بهن لكن ما عندكم unity ولا بتلقوا وظائف ولا بتلقوا تنمية وانتوا هتموتوا كل يوم ده انتوا بتبسمين.
All right, so all these statements were being said while Taban was present. What do you think of these words from Hussein Abdelbagi?
I feel like he was very dismissive because if this guy has said that actually Taban was not really pissed when he was speaking at that funeral or at that prayers. Yeah, what he just mentioned is that I think somebody had asked him, it's even the same guy, Hussein Abdelbagi, when they were speaking, maybe like somewhere else, that what is wrong with you guys? Why are you not talking to your people and stuff? And then Taban was responding to him saying that, how will I help in solving the issues affecting the people of Unity or Unity State and its neighbors when I'm not allowed to travel? And like they mentioned, the last time he traveled, or the first time he traveled after coming back after the 2013 war was almost 12 years later in 2025. Or was it 22? Yeah, I think in May of 2025. Yeah. And then during the Christmas season, that's when he wanted to go. But then it seems like his permission to go to Unity State was not granted. So it's up to the president to respond to that. But it's not in the place of Hussein Abdelbagi, who's also a mayor vice president, to come and challenge a fellow vice president saying that if I'm from this state, then I will not be prevented from going. Obviously, he might not be prevented from going because of other reasons, but then probably there are reasons as to why Taban is not allowed to travel. Yeah, given that he's someone who had once defected from the government, and we know how insecure the government of President Kiir is. So they'll not take any chances, especially when the political situation is as volatile as it is. Yeah, and also Taban didn't say he was prevented. He just said his permission was not granted.
Yeah.
And also that sometimes when you send letters to the office of the president, it's either they are not delivered or you don't get a response. Most likely because of receiving maybe a huge volume of requests from different departments, because it seems like Edith is the one running the show. So your letters might not get answered, or they might not get to your letters. as quickly as you would hope. And then lack of organization. But then again, I still feel like, and I maintain, it's not his place to respond to Taban. Instead, he should just talk of his things. If someone needs to respond to Taban, then it's President Kiir. When Taban spoke out and South Sudanese voiced their opinion, what happened? Kiir eventually had a meeting with him. So, yeah, I feel like it was a bad test.
Yeah, so personally, these words were said when Taban was present. And this was a Nuer organized event.
Okay.
So for me, what I see there is the growth of politics, where people say things in front of other people and like the person you are saying things toward is present and other people are present too. These are things that are not said quietly in private, whatever.
Yeah.
So it shows a little bit of growth in politics.
Okay.
That people are willing to tell themselves what they want to say it. The message was said in Arabic, and when I was listening to it, it was sounding okay until when it was translated. I feel like when I'm reading at what has been translated, it sounds like this guy was aggressive and just questioning this person. But by the flow of the Arabic and that kind of things, it sounded like a quick reminder to me. It wasn't like, doesn't sound so harsh.
Because you don't understand Arabic, so it sounds
the way that it was being said, it wasn't that bad. But again, after it has been translated, there's something that we can ask ourselves. And you mentioned the idea of like people of unity state not being united, and that's why there's some fight and that kind of things. It's not okay. Like after we did the video of the new governor, Mointui, Joseph Nguyen Mointui, I came across some information that either I got in the comment section or I got somewhere. I actually came to realize that in unity, there's some problems.
Okay.
People look for position through violence.
Okay.
There were some allegations that the governor, the one that was appointed, was behind the attack.
The firing of...
Yeah, the firing of his whatever.
predecessor.
Yes, so that the person can be removed. They create insecurity so that the president will say, no, this other person is not working. Why there's so much insecurity? And then you are brought in, and then the new person will come and look for a way to create insecurity again against the new guy. And then people will like, you see, there's insecurity, I can go and handle it better.
Oh, yeah.
So there's something that came out of that video, like after we did it.
Yeah.
And it seemed, it has been repeated here that there's no unity in unity state.
Very
ironical.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's no specific state in South Sudan where you will say this state has unity. There's no
Jonglei state.
Yes, there's no state.
It's the mother of disunity.
Yes. So this idea of telling people of Bentiu that they are not united, no, people of Bentiu are not the problem, and they are not alone.
It's a South Sudan thing.
There's nowhere we are united. If you go to Warab,
Barel Ghazal states,
yes,
where you have like predominantly people from the same region,
yes,
as much as it's different subsections, there's no unity.
There's no unity in that state. That's why you see like these people from Awil are always saying things against people of Govial, people of Tonj, Twitch Mayadit, or all that. If you come to Jonglei State, the Dinka themselves have their own issues against...
Especially Dinka Bor and Twitch East.
You wait, let me explain my point. I have to start somewhere before I come to your small issues. That the Dinkas have the issues with the Nuer. So it's Nuer, Dinka. And then after we are done with that conflict, we come now to ourselves, where the people of Duk have their own issues with Twi East. People of Twi East have their own issues with Bor County people. And before that, Bor County people used to have issues with Twi East and the Duk County.
Wait, Greater Bor, was it like all the three Dinkas?
Yes.
That is Duk, Twitch East, and Bor.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just Twitch East and Bor County.
No, it was all the three
All
together.
the three.
Yes.
And then who left first?
We are not going to go into that politics.
No, like I want to understand, because what I've come to realize, it's like this thing is Twitch East versus Bor County. And then these people don't want even to see eye to eye with each other. Or like there's very expensive banters on the internet.
I don't know.
These people saying this and then these people. Because like at what point did it become a Twitch East versus Bor issue?
I don't know where it started, but probably the Twi East people were the one that felt like they are not well represented in the name Greater Bor.
Yeah.
Because to them, they are not Bor.
Yeah.
So why say Greater Bor when even them, they are not Bor themselves?
Oh, yeah.
So why include us in that name?
Okay.
So probably they were the one that got educated and felt like, we don't want this name Greater Bor.
Yeah.
But it's something that has been preached. This kind of debate, they don't go anywhere. Because when you go to other part of the country, they don't have these small issues of Duk people, the Twi East and the Bor people. They all like, all of you are Bor. If you people go divide yourself, you do it yourself. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to where it all started. But when we sit among ourselves, do we look at Mointui and say this Mointui is Moint Bor? There's no day. And even Tui knows that. The people of Duk, the same thing, they know that.
It's just too much politics.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky.
So the unity, even in Western Equatoria, there's issue of like unity not being there. So it's something that's everywhere. And if we were to break down into small subsection, there will be some issues too of unity not being there. So
it's kind of difficult, or like we said, very ironical that in unity state, there's no unity. Yeah.
What do you think of this statement? You people are not working together, and that's why there's no peace in unity. Your people will continue to die. And you will continue to lose your seats in the national government because of this unity. Your people will continue to die.
That's a fact.
And it was referring to Abiam Nomatak. The people that died were from the other administrative.
Yeah, but
or do people of unity state among themselves? Do they fight themselves?
Yes, like he said, the state is not peaceful. There's no unity. And then obviously, if you are attacking other people, there will be some cycles of revenge here and there. And you continue hurting yourselves. And like you said again, based on the information we got online, even on the Facebook, actually, there's a lot of alignment. People associating themselves with specific sides. When this governor is appointed, then they are happy. And when this other person is removed, they become agitated and all that. So that shows you, and in the event someone organizes attack so that the incumbent government would feel like, or would be portrayed as ineffective, then obviously people will die in the process. Yeah, and as long as people are not united and peaceful, there will always be fights. So I agree with that part. But saying that you'll continue losing your seats in the national government, like, I don't see how that statement came in. Is it that they will be discriminated against, or they will be disproportionately underrepresented because it's not a united state? So the government will only be, or government positions will only be assigned to the better states that are relatively peaceful, or like, how does that come in? I don't see how this unity would lead to them losing their positions.
Yeah, that idea of losing seats in the national government, this is where like I felt like the vice president did not put that statement properly, because as a country, our position given based on the unity of our community, or is based on merit?
Based on merits, that's what should be the case.
Yes, that should be the case.
Or based on elections, if they are elective positions.
Yeah, for the MPs and say elective positions, those are based on people that have been elected. But for the ministerial position and
The
such kind of things,
appointments,
those ones should be based on merit.
True.
We don't have to, like, you can have like 15 people or 30 people from one community, but so long as they're
They are
serving,
qualified.
they're serving the interest of South Sudanese, they might be qualified, but they're stealing, right? So we still don't want them.
No, qualified and serving the
Yes,
interest.
qualified and serving the interest. They can all be even from one family, so long as they're doing the right thing.
Well, no. There's a very thin line. When you now narrow it down to the same family, that's what we are trying to fight against, the ask.
Yeah. So the thing is, if it is based on merit, then it can be a group of people that we actually believe that will be working in the interest of South Sudan. If those people are doing that, we can let them have it.
Okay.
But when these people, they can be qualified, they have the right merit, but when they are given those positions, they don't work in the interest of the people. Those are not the people that we want. Yes. We don't want them just because they have the right merit. It's better like this idea of Hussein Abdelbagi of saying, let us have people from different regions based on their unity, so that at least if people are stealing, they will have one of their own that will also be stealing on their behalf. As much as people don't steal on behalf of a whole community, they will be feeling that at least one of us is stealing. Yeah.
No, but I feel like coming from a leader, that's very reckless.
Yeah.
You don't say that. And he's not even the appointing authority. So what makes him think like Kiedit will not appoint people from your place to the national government if you are not united? Does he really care? He doesn't. Whether you are united or not. Remember, I don't think when he said that, but I think it was during those insecurity or fights, especially within Jonglei State, some time back, I think around COVID or after, he said, let them fight. When whoever is eventually defeated, the government will come to their aid, something like that. So whether you are united or not, he doesn't give a damn. And he will continue appointing and recycling the same thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like is there any president that can actually bring unity among individual, sub-clan, some communities? I don't see. Because some of the problems and some of the small social issues that people have sometimes, they have nothing to do with the presidency.
Below his pay grade.
Yeah, even if we were to be ruled by somebody that is so nice and so whatever, these small
internal wrangles,
they will be there. The only thing that a good president can do is to see, like, when you guys result into fighting one another, this is where they come now with the government force and make sure that that fight does not happen. That's the only thing that they can do. They make sure, no, you people are not fighting.
Does not happen again.
If you people want to quarrel, you can quarrel. Like, I'm not able to come now and say these small issues of CJU 19, whatever. How do I solve it? You guys can argue, but don't fight. If you fight, this is where I deal with all of you.
Yeah, because a fight, like any fight that happens in any corner of the country, is kind of a threat to the country because it invites insecurity. Yeah. And the government cannot afford to keep on losing people. But South Sudan government can. That's why nothing happens to troublemakers. Yeah.
The other thing that he said is that I'm not convinced by what he said, that he was not allowed to go to Bentiu. I think you already answered that.
Yes.
I will say that was not okay by Hussein to say that, because he's not the one that make decisions of or who give the permission for people to travel around. Unless like you have some substantial evidence that shows this guy even never submitted any request to travel.
But so, why would he be privy to that information yet he's not the president?
No, I'm just saying for him to say such a statement, like you will have to have that knowledge.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
Yes, that Taban has never put in any request to travel outside the capital, and it has never been denied. But so long as it does not have that, he's not the one that approved who are going to travel and who are not going to travel. He has no authority to say no. is
Yeah.
baseless. It does not have that.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like someone speaking from a position of privilege. Like I said earlier, that he's not the one that requested for leave and was denied. And then even if he requests and is accepted, then that is not the reality of everyone. Because if you have not defected in the past, or like it's the president that knows why he's approving some and does not approve some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't his position and he's not the president. Why did he feel the need to address that? Yet it's not like somebody had asked him about that information or the incident itself. Yeah, he was overstepping.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for Jimosi podcast, guys. I don't know what you think of Hussein Abdelbagi response to Taban Dengai and the way that he said.
Yeah.
Does translation actually change the meaning of what he said in Arabic?
It's kind of some meaning will be lost whenever you are doing some translation from the original language where the speech was given or where something was written. It will kind of lose some meaning, but the actual or the main meaning is supposed to remain there, or the context. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's something that is quoted here. Taban said recently that I rebuked him. I talked to him and told him, Taban, you are now the prominent leader from Bentiu because now Dr. Riek Machar is in prison, but you are free and Tut Galwak is around. There are problems in Bentiu, including killings. There are problems in Bentiu, including killings and fighting with your neighbors who are actually part of your people. What is the reason of fighting when there are people, when those are your people, and you are there and cannot solve these issues? So I told him that.
Yeah,
But
I think that's
he
part
said,
of what
yeah,
Taban said last time.
No, this is what he said today.
No, like it's part of what Taban said in the previous video. There was that part where he said that people like Nani, his colleague, Hussein Abdelbagi, had questioned like why is the state constantly fighting?
Yes, then
and why are they not united?
And this is what
And then
Taban
he
said.
said that he had not been given permission to go and he's not on the ground. So
during that time, Taban said that I told him, Abdelbagi, that I told him, you people don't assist us so that we can resolve problems facing our people. That's what I said last time, telling Abdelbagi. When Abdelbagi was asking, why do you people?
Yes, Taban said that even in that video.
But in today, he's saying, I rebuke. You are the prominent. Now Dr. Riek Machar in prison. In the Arabic, yes, in the Arabic in which it was said, it was not exactly said that now Dr. Riek Machar is in prison. There's a polite way in which he said.
Okay.
It didn't count out exactly the way that the English has translated.
Yeah, but well, now that Riek Machar is no longer active or something like that, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
But then, like with translation, the meaning will be lost, but so long as the message is passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we all need to learn Arabic. Yeah, but anyways, I still maintain my point that this guy was kind of overstepping. But it's good that Taban was also there. So next time when he's given position to speak, he will again throw his low jabs at Hussein. And last time they mentioned that Hussein was supposed to be part of the meeting that they were supposed to have with President Kiir, maybe because of the questions of why these people are allowing insecurity and disunity to continue within the state and the neighboring states. Maybe that's one of the questions they were going to tackle. But then the meeting happened to be about the development and infrastructure, so probably there will be another meeting where Taban, Hussein Abdelbagi, and Tutkeo and the president himself will be available. We shall see.
All right, so that's it for Jimosi podcast. Please consider subscribing, share, like, and leave a comment.
Yep.
And see you guys in the next video.
Yes, if you have not subscribed, consider doing so. so
Yes.
that you will be getting notified every time we post a video, or it will appear on your home screen.
Yes.
Yeah. See you in the next video.